Hi there, my name is Aliana Fisher. I'm with Better Management. I'm the head of operations over there. I first off just want to start by thanking you guys for taking the time to do this meeting via Zoom. I know that it's not ideal, but nothing in these corona times are ideal. So I hope you're all staying healthy and sane. And let's jump right into it. So I have made a 4-step plan for you guys, thinking about your concerns of employee morale and the mechanistic system overall. If you have anything to add, let me know, but these 4 steps, we're going to touch on them real quick right now, and we'll circle back to them at the end. They're going to make more sense at the end of the meeting. They're not going to make any sense right now. Step 1, manager. Step 2, employees. Step 3, meeting and training. And step 4, enforce and recreate. So let's move on to the rest of this information I have to share with you. So within leadership, there's 4 main types. The first type is paternalistic, and this is kind of where you have one manager, one authority that treats all their employees equally. They all value them equally, and they don't think highly of, they don't have any biases. So they see them as kind of a family or as their partners. In this situation, the whole organization does need to share the same end goal. So there's only one project being worked on, so there's less productivity. However, the employees can give feedback in these situations to the manager to help them make the decision. So they feel as if they're making the decision, but they're not exactly. But this feedback does improve morale. However, this could lead to less competition amongst the employees, therefore less motivation, because if they think that they're all equal, if the manager sees them that way, they're not going to have any incentive to pass each other. The second type is democratic leadership. And this is kind of a shared leadership. All the group participates. And while there is a manager who can make decisions and override their employees, the employees are feeling as if they're all equal and everyone contributes equally. There's nobody doing more of a job than the other. In this situation, better ideas can be created because of the creativity being bounced around each of the members in the business. So, however, roles can be unclear in these situations. The manager roles can be unclear, the project management can be unclear, and this can cause for communication breakdown. However, if you have a good overall manager, I think that they can keep up that communication, and that will be less likely to happen. Third is autocratic leader. This is where one leader has all the power. The employees are doing their jobs, but they can't exactly make any decisions. In these situations, efficiency is a pro because the quick decisions can be made by the leader without having to consult their employees about it. However, this disencourages involvement with the employees and people become lazy. All the responsibility falls on the manager and none of the employees are held accountable for anything. Fourth is the laissez-faire. This is the entire group making a decision entirely together. There's nobody higher than the other. There's nobody less than the other. It's completely equal. Unfortunately, this is the lowest productivity leadership form because too much power is given to each person. And this can just create, people can just choose whatever they want to do whenever they want. And nobody's holding them accountable. Nobody is. So this does create competition and motivation. It can, because people would be wanting to pass each other because that's just a human need, is competition and value. So after reviewing these 4 types of leadership, I think that we should go ahead and go with a democratic approach because responsibility will be dispersed amongst the organization, which will not only increase employee morale, but it will help your mechanistic system be valued and heard and have enough power to where they're not completely powerless, but not powerful enough that they can destroy anything. Everyone is held accountable in this. So the manager will be able to delegate tasks, but they can also receive constructive feedback from the employees because the employees aren't going to be scared that they're going to get in trouble for that. The manager will have enough power to get employees motivated. They can give incentives and they can give docs to them if they don't complete a task on time. Employee morale will increase as they also feel valued and heard by the manager and by everyone else in the organization because they're all contributing equally. I think that the action we need to take for this is that a manager training. I have a few really good conventions I have attended before that's helped me in my career that I can go ahead and pass along to you guys, and you can go ahead and train your manager. And after we train that manager, that's step 1, manager. And after we train that manager, we can slowly ease into step 2, employees. We pick a few employees to attend a training as well. they go ahead and bring that back to the office, and they have their own task groups to train other employees under them. So there's that. And that's step 2. And then step 3, meeting and training. We meet with the other employees, we train everyone, we get the organization going again. And lastly, number 4, we kind of enforce it. That's enforce and recreate. So we need to ease into the democratic responsibility. That way it can enforce, the manager can enforce the rules in a constructive way, and this will essentially recreate the business. So the success for this is that it works and you have a full functioning business, and that's great. Everyone complies, everyone is trained, and the morale goes up because of this, and the mechanistic system has more power and more incentive. However, the failure, it doesn't go as well as you had planned, as well as we had planned, and you have to put more time into training and more money into training, and you have to look for a replacement manager. That's worst comes to worst, is if the manager doesn't comply and they don't do a good job, you look for a replacement who is more trained in the area. But we don't need to think about that right now. That's worst case scenario, that's the failure, so we can address that when we get there. But lastly, supply and demand. I'm not thinking of this for your product right now. I'm thinking the most key thing right now is your employees, your employee morale, and your mechanistic system. There needs to be a supply of responsibility to be given. So that means you need to have more tasks. You need to have more responsibility opportunities to get people motivated to get those positions. And there needs to be a demand. There needs to be a need from the employees. They need to crave it. They need to crave the responsibility. They need to crave the attention from others. So there's that. And lastly, the acceptable work ethic. We need to set a goal week per week so they can meet that goal, and that'll kind of improve that. So overall, improve everything. Remember, manager, employee, meeting and training, enforce and recreate. I think that is all I have to say today. If you guys have any questions, I know that's a lot of information I just threw at you, so let me know. I will go ahead and send my email, my phone number, and my fax number to my office, so you can go ahead and ask me questions that way. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope to hear from you guys soon so we can go ahead and put this plan in place. Thanks.